So it's time for us to go ahead and compare the Apple Watch Series 8 against the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 and see which specific one is a better one. Now it's funny, I never actually compared both of these watches. I should have done it a while ago, and I personally do think that both these watches are very, very interesting. So like I said, if you want to pick up either one of these, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can support the channel at the same time. Now between both of these watches, these are probably the most competitive, or the two watches that are probably going to be compared to the most between them, to be honest. So with the Galaxy Watch 5, there are some pros and cons with this watch, and the same exact thing with the Apple Watch Series 8. I will say though, coming from their predecessors, the Series 7 and the Galaxy Watch 4, these are kind of minor upgrades. There's definitely some improvements, but I will say, if you're going from a Series 7 to a Series 8 or Watch 4 to Watch 5, you're probably not going to be seeing massive differences between them, to be honest. So between these two watches, it also kind of depends on which ecosystem you're coming from. Are you coming from iOS, iPhones, or are you coming from Android with Samsung? If you're coming from an Android device, Google Pixel, Samsung, Huawei, whatever you want to use, well, maybe not Huawei anymore, but with standard Android phones, you will have to keep in mind that you can't mismatch these. You can't use a Galaxy Watch 5 on an iPhone, and you cannot watch an Apple Watch Series 8 on a Samsung. So those are some big things to keep in mind. Now on the exterior, there are some differences here as well. So with the Galaxy Watch 5, it comes in a 44mm case and a 40mm case as well, and it's a circular design. The panel is really nice, and I would probably argue it is a better looking panel than the Apple Watch Series 8. It's a rounded display, so it matches more in line with something like a standard watch, so it will blend in more with certain outfits. And honestly, from what I've seen, if you're rocking, certain outfits, you may find that a Galaxy Watch 5 resembles more of a modern or even an older watch than something like an Apple Watch Series 8. With the 8, we're getting a 41mm watch or a 45mm casing inside of it. So technically it's a larger display if you really want to get into it. You probably won't notice that big of a difference between them, or you'll notice big differences because one is like a squared design and the other one is a circular design. So that is also another thing that might stick out to some people. Personally, I like the display of the Galaxy Watch 5 and I really do like that design, but I do think the Apple Watch Series 8, I'm used to it. It's a really good display. I don't know if one is way better than the other one, but the design is definitely going to be one of those things that's going to lure you one way or another. Now they both kind of have two buttons on the side too, like this little power button kind of, and then essentially a little home button. So that's a really cool thing both these things have. And on the back we have standard charging cords and charging sections where we can go and charge both these watches up, which is really cool. But I do have to give credit to Samsung on the Galaxy Watch 5. You can, as well as I think the other watches before, you can actually wirelessly charge and reverse wirelessly charge your Galaxy Watch 5 from your Samsung phone. So that is an amazing feature that we have on the Galaxy Watch 5. Apple, we do not have that side on the iPhone. You have to pretty much use that proprietary charger. There's no other way to charge your device, and that honestly can be kind of annoying sometimes. If you're going and you're traveling, if you have a Samsung phone, you don't have to pack up another charger too. You can just charge up your phone, and then when that's done, you can just charge up your watch after from your phone, which is amazing. The Apple Watch Series 8, we don't have that capability. I wish we did, so we do have to give some more points to the Galaxy Watch 5 in that specific section. Now, not all is great with the Watch 5. Personally, one of the bigger advantages I've seen with not only the Apple Watch Series 8, but with the Pixel Watch now too, is the bands that come pre-loaded essentially with that, watch. With the base bands, I didn't buy anything else. I didn't buy, I didn't spend any extra money on anything. The base bands that I got on both, they were far better and, in my opinion, just work better overall on the Apple Watch Series 8 than on the Galaxy Watch 5. I also want to say, rearranging the bands and taking them out and reinstalling them and all that is a much smoother experience on the Apple Watch than it is on the Pixel Watch and than it is on the Galaxy Watch 5 as well. So that is something that has been sticking out to me too. So if I were you, I would probably go for, if you're looking for the most premium bands, at least for the ones that can pre-installed, the Apple Watch Series 8 is probably the better way. But keep in mind, you can always go and buy better bands. Just because they come pre-installed doesn't mean you can't get other ones. So that is a really big thing to keep in mind as well. Now they both come in GPS and GPS plus cellular options. They both are IP certified for certain amounts. They're water resistant, dust resistant. They have LTE, cellular models as well. So like I said, there's a lot of similarity when it comes down to both of them. So it's not like one is just the way better one in every single area. But I will tell you, in my opinion, there are some features on both that are awesome. On the Galaxy Watch 5 side, like I mentioned, having watchOS is really awesome. On the Apple Watch side, having, all the updates that come the same day the update comes out for, the Apple Watch Series 8, whatever other, Apple Watches support it also gets updates as well. So the Apple Watch Series 4 now is really cool. And I love having those types of features. On the Galaxy Watch 5 though, Wear OS does seem to be kind of more feature packed and kind of giving you more, I don't know the best way to describe it, but just more usability or just more things they want you to do on that watch. Whenever I boot up any Android watch on Wear OS, it always just seems like, even with the Pixel Watch, it always seems like there's so many more things you can do. Even if the features are there, it seems like they're less hidden on something like the Galaxy Watch. For example, if I just swiped, my sides, I can just pretty much get onto all these other panels. I can go and, see my steps and so many other things that's pretty much built. It almost seems like it's on my home screen rather than me opening up a different application. I feel like on the Series 8, although I may be able to see certain things on my home screen, it almost always seems like if I go into any other portion, it has to open up that application rather than me just kind of swiping around. So that was one thing that's always kind of stood out to me. It's not a deal breaker or anything, but from the UI side, that's always been something that kind of stood out to me. Now, like I said, features are going to vary between both, and I don't think there's any feature between one that I would have to go and pick up because of the Galaxy Watch 5 or whatever the case is, or in the Apple Watch side. But like I said, it kind of comes down to which operating system you have. Do you have an Android or do you have an iPhone? That kind of will signify which specific watch you're going to pick up. In my opinion, I don't think there's a specific watch that is the clear winner here. I think the Apple Watch Series 8 is a tremendous watch, and I think the Galaxy Watch 5 is an amazing watch too. Is there one I would rather have over the other one? Probably not. I wish I had, the Galaxy Watch 5 reverse wireless charging that you can do from other phones. I wish we had that on Apple Watches. That would be an amazing feature. But I also do feel like day one updates, the day the Apple Watch Series 8 gets an update, I wish we had that on Wear OS or even Android in general. It always seems like it's scattered and there's like a delayed approach for the next operating system update except for the Pixel side. So it'd be really cool if on the Samsung side they did that as well. But I guess we're going to see what happens in the future. So that's kind of a quick comparison. The choice is yours now. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.